Sue here. It's so nice we came outside, but we're going to go inside for just a minute because I wanted to show you guys something before I get started. Hey, it's dark in here. Better take off my sunglasses. You guys, I do a lot of snuff too, along with... I'm just going to show you what my snuff stash looks like. It's a lot like my tobacco stash. More than I'll ever do in my lifetime, but that's why I share it. So, yesterday, when I got home, in my mail was a little box from Illinois. And I was so excited. And here's why. If you see me going, it's because of this snuff. I don't have a cold, honest. I just got wonderful snuffs. Okay, so years ago, not years ago. Depends on your age, I guess. Years ago. I am smoking my little Paul's pipe. I just love it because I can do this and I don't have to worry about breaking my teeth or nothing. And in it I have some, it smells nice. I know, I have no idea what the name of it really is. This one is a lot more peppery and stuff, so it has a little, some kind of casing on it. I don't know if the casing has disintegrated or if it's just, that was the flavor. Unfortunately, I have about 24 of this size jars from 13 years ago, some of them, and some of them later than that, but some of the oldest would be 13 years old, and then some of the newer would only be like 7. About 7 years ago, I had a couple of cases of that get damp. And it didn't ruin the tobacco, didn't even have a chance to rust the jars before I could re-jar it and stuff. But the problem is, all the labels washed off. So now, I really don't put up anything that I don't, anything I sell, I always make sure that there is a name inside of the tin or inside of the jar if I've opened the tin. Because I have no idea. I know that 50% of them have got to be a Dunhill. Probably 25% of them are going to be 965, and then there's going to be a lot of early morning and stuff. But it seems like here lately I've been running into stuff that is not 965. And that's kind of fun too, because you get a new flavor each time. Hang on a minute. It's kind of windy out here. Get a good look at my hair. This is Paul's pipe. It's a mate. It's my mate. That's what I call my mate. I always have wanted little pipes, and so Paul made me this little bitty pipe. I'd bought a pipe from him, a brandy that was small. He made it smaller for me, and I just loved it. It was so gorgeous, and I fell in love with it. And then he sent me a mate. So here's my mate to my little Franny, because the brandy's name is Franny. So this one's a tomato, so it's her mate. I really am going to get around to what it is I'm talking about. I'm not sure when, though, because I'm goofy. All right, so I got a mail call yesterday. I don't know how many of you know how much I love snuff, but I do like snuff a lot. Because when I'm working or when I'm in a crowd that doesn't allow you to smoke anymore, I do snuff. Now, I've always done a little bit of snuff, but I have noticed that in the last 10 years, probably, I've really increased my snuff intake, but I've also lowered my tobacco intake. You know what? That's not true. I just do more snuff than I used to. That's really sad, isn't it? But so I got a mail call yesterday. I don't know if you guys know Old Mills snuff. Chef Daniel was one of a kind. He experimented with flavors. He tried very hard to get close to what you wanted. I we talked by email a lot because that's how you conversed with him for most of the time. I was never able to meet him in person, which I really regret. He passed away in 2016. Well, in 2015, he put out Butternut Toast, and I bought tons of Butternut Toast. I absolutely adored that snuff, and I really used a lot of it. Well, I was down to just a little smile in the tin, you know, and unfortunately he had passed away in 2016, so I really thought I was never, ever, ever, ever going to get any more butternut toast. Well, there's OSP Snuffs, and he's starting out. He was a friend of Dan's, which makes it really kind of, feels like it's in the family. I got gifted batch number 1 that he had made, and it was a very mentholated cedar-ish. Very, very striking. I mean, if you had a cold, a little bit of that batch 1 and your nose was clear as can be. Well, yesterday I got my mail call from him, and I had ordered some sauce. Don't beat me up on these, but Shushan. It's almost Susan, isn't it? Shoshan. And then he also sent me some of the Shannon's Boon. Now, I did some of the Shoshan. It's a mentholated one. It tastes really good. I don't want you to think it didn't taste good, but I'm not big on menthol. But that's fine because a lot of my friends are, and so I love sharing it, and that's so nice to share. Plus, I always like to keep a little bit of the menthol around because every once in a while, you just need it to clear your nose, you know. So, I did some of that earlier, and now I'm going to do some of the Shannon's Boon. And that's what's coming up next. However, that's not what this is really all about. What this really is about is, what a nice guy. I told him how much I'd loved butternut toast, and he told me he had a tin. And I, you know, he said, do you want to buy it from me? And I said, yeah, sure. Well, it's a donation thing, and so I sent a little donation, not nearly enough. He sent me this great big thing of butternut toast, and I'm in heaven. I mean, I took and used up what was left in my other tin because I knew I had one. However, you know, with snuffs, it's kind of tough to sell our snuffs. I don't know how other people do it. I can't. I usually will leave it all in its tin and wrap the tin in the plastic and the plastic into a Tupperware and the Tupperware. And I just don't know that you can really cellar it like that. So for the most part, when I get it, I use it. I'll tell you, what a nice guy. So I'm going to have to set you down. The Mickey's bottle is going to have to hold you up here for a minute. It makes a great thing for a holder for my phone. All right, but here's the neat thing. It's he did this one, and it's supposed to be a Grand Marnier type of thing. And of course, that one, I say that wrong too. I've said everything wrong. But that's how it looks. It's a little bit a lighter in hue. A lot of them are. So it's going to be interesting. I've got on my little ring finger. I usually use a little spoon. I have tons of different sizes of spoons. This is the biggest one. But these here are little fake nails, and you just can. So it is really. I like it because it's kind of a sweet taste. I like a sweet taste in snuff. Heck, one of my favorite snuffs is bubble gum, so that shows you that I like a sweet snuff. That is just so beautiful. Oh my, I was going to take a drink, but I don't want to ruin that fragrance and that taste that gets released. Oh, he did such a good job on this. You need to look him up. You will just absolutely love his website. It's OSPsnuff, probably .com kind of thing. But what is really neat on him is he tells you how to do it, how he's doing it. And I find that just, I love that because, you know, I was in that little group of people that Chef Daniels would once in a while, he would be telling me more and more about a snuff that was coming out, so that, you know, I think it was because he wanted me to appreciate it more, and that's what I like. I like it that they like their product so much they want you to appreciate it as much as they do. And I'm not sure who he said he made this batch up for, but beautiful, beautiful stuff. You need to look him up, and I'm just so glad we found him. And I think I'm going to be an OSP girl. I wonder what OSP stands for. I don't think I ever looked that up. be Operation Standard Procedure. You remember I'm military. Knows. But I have some friends coming over, and they are just very excited about getting some of the new ones. And seems like I do the ordering and they do the tasting. But they do other things, you know. When I need something hauled or something, I always got a couple of guys. I give them the nicotine energy, the nicotine rush. That is, well, you guys, I'm sure that Uncle Squinty does a lot of the reviews on this, and I'm sure that he can do a much better review than I can. I just know that I can taste what he was going for. I mean, I get that. I get where it has the flavor of a little bit of a Grand Marnier. I think it's just kind of a nice flavor to it. I wish it wasn't so windy out here because I'd do more, but I'm afraid I'll lose some in the process. So I'm going to go back to my pipe. Talk about a double hit of nicotine. But then you guys know I'm a nicotine queen. It is beautiful out here today. We're in the 60s already. It's just nice enough to be sitting out, but you got to keep sleeves on. So not yet that warm. However, for my birthday, which is St. Patrick's Day, they are predicting rain. And that's all right because I have this favorite place when we watch the parades, and we all meet at a place called Tampico's, which is a Mexican food restaurant that is right there on Delaware, which is where the parade goes down. And we all go in and we drink green margaritas until the parade comes by, and then we go stand outside and we watch the parade go by, and then we go back in and drink some more green margaritas. I drink Midori margaritas, so they're kind of a sweet margarita. Everything I do is sweet because I'm so sweet. No, that's a lie. I need to find some. I'm going to start renting this space when I do my videos, then I can do it off to the side and not have to worry about trying to keep me in the middle. Boy, YouTube's going to have a heck of a time trying to get this one steadied, aren't they? Excuse me. Finally. Well, so what's going on in the real world out there that you want to just do it all day long? I don't know that I could do this as a all day one though. It's a little strong, which is nice, but like I say, I think I would probably have trouble doing it all day. My boss at work, her name is Tammy, just a wonderful woman, and she puts up with me. She calls me Scooby-Doo, and it's kind of cute because whenever she wants something extra done, you know, above and beyond my 8 hours or just some little something done, she'll come by and say, Sue, have you got your snuff on you? And I'll say, yeah. And she'll say, well, I got to have this room decorated, you know, by 2 hours from now. Can you help me? You'll do anything I ask as quick as you can. And we got to laughing about that. But, you know, that really is true. The nicotine and the caffeine that we exist on, I don't know if it's our age that we learn to just exist on it, or if it's a culture thing, if everybody does it. But I know that I can exist pretty much on tobacco and caffeine, and because I go in at 5:30 in the morning, that, you know, it's like 3 o'clock and very quiet in the neighborhood. Nobody's come home from school yet. Nobody's come home from work. And it's just a nice time to sit out and enjoy it. If it was a little bit warmer, I'd be getting a suntan. How to do this. So they'll take the, man, that's so good. Oh my. I'm not saying it's taking the place of butternut, but it's pretty good. What were we talking about? And I haven't even had a whole beer yet. That's pretty sad, isn't it? When you haven't even had a beer and you can't remember what you're talking about. I think it's age. All right, now, like I said, we don't have much to talk about if I don't have a contest to talk about. How many pipes do you own? That's something that I get a lot. And I have to answer that the same way almost everybody else does. Not enough. I will never in my life have enough pipes, although I do have my, who am I kidding? I was going to say I have it under control, but I don't. I am down to trying to only buy 2 or 3 pipes a year. Designer pipes, and that's what I would call Paul's pipe. This pipe was designed for me. I don't know if you can see how pretty it is. It's got almost it's almost a purple tone to it. And actually, he did send me a purple one, which I'll have to get out. Paul sent me a purple haze. And, gosh, it's just a gorgeous pipe, too. I love my pipes. I can't think of anything that gives me more joy than my pipes. And I think that is why we get so many new pipers and stuff. There's just not a lot that can give you the joy that a pipe can give you consistently. I'm sorry, I just don't really have much to talk about. This is my neighborhood. You've seen it all before. That's the Jewish temple there. It's now the Temple Apartments. And that over there, the tallest building, is Planters. The thing about my house is, though, if you go up to my roof, my house is the tallest house and the highest point in the urban area of Leavenworth. I can see the roof of every building in Leavenworth because our roof in our building is the tallest building. We have a really tall building. Our floors are over 18 foot tall, so each of those is a lot of space. There's some people coming by, so the dogs won't shut up for a minute. Hang on. Good girl, good boy. Yeah, I know. Don't you just love dogs? Who is it? The Rainmakers that do a song that says, "You must love dogs. If you don't love dogs, then get out." That is a good story, though.